The global gaming industry is currently valued as a $200 billion market, a space defined by diverse platforms and a massive audience of nearly 3 billion players. But for the studios producing premium AAA console titles, the financial risks are rising. Massive production budgets now meet a landscape of volatile consumer trends, where the cost of a single misstep can be devastating. To understand this pressure, we must look at Grand Theft Auto V. Over its decade-long life cycle, it reached 190 million lifetime units. This historical performance has created a significant knowledge gap. Because the predecessor stayed in the top 10 charts for 10 years, the market has no real data on how a standard sequel can follow that level of sustained volume. That follow-up is now set to arrive on November 19, 2026, marking the end of a 13-year wait since the franchise's last major entry. Current market models establish a base case projection of 60 million units sold within the first year of release. Beyond that initial surge, the forecast follows a long-tail adoption curve, eventually reaching a projected lifetime peak of 180 million units. At a standard price point of $70 to $80, those 60 million first-year units represent a software revenue target of roughly $4.2 billion. Numbers at this scale suggest more than just a successful product launch. They indicate a macroeconomic event, one capable of drawing enough liquidity out of the market to impact the quarterly earnings of the entire entertainment sector. Reaching these revenue targets requires securing immediate consumer buy-in. That process begins with the setting. The game returns to Vice City, expanding into the surrounding state of Leonida to create the largest geographic evolution in the series. The developers are focusing on a concept they call "only in Leonida," contrasting a bright, tourist-heavy exterior with a core narrative of criminal conspiracy. This level of environmental density is a structural necessity. To sustain a decade-long life cycle, the world must be large enough to host years of evolving content without becoming stagnant for the player base. Driving this world is the series' first dual protagonist system in the modern era, focusing on the partnership of Lucia Caminos and Jason Duval. Lucia's history is defined by conflict. Her bio reveals she learned to fight as a child and was only recently released from the Leonida penitentiary. Her partner, Jason, is a former army soldier who transitioned into drug running in the Keys in search of an easy life that never quite materialized. Their central conflict stems from an easy score that goes wrong, forcing the duo to rely on each other to navigate a statewide conspiracy. Players interact with this world through a refined mechanical sandbox, utilizing a grounded arsenal, including the Mustang 357 and the Duke Carbine. This shift toward a trust-based, character-driven story is a strategic attempt to evolve the brand. By establishing a more personal narrative hook, the studio aims to build the initial player investment needed to anchor the audience into the game's long-term digital ecosystem. The feasibility of a $4 billion revenue target depends entirely on the maturity of the hardware market in 2026. By the launch window, the global install base for high-end consoles is expected to exceed 90 million units, with the PlayStation 5 serving as a primary driver. The inclusion of the Xbox Series X and S completes this addressable market, providing a massive, established audience ready for a premium release. We are also seeing a digital-first reality, where digital penetration for major titles now exceeds 90%, removing the traditional friction of physical retail distribution. However, achieving 60 million units on a 90 million unit base is a statistical anomaly. It would require a 2/3 attach rate across all consoles, a level of market penetration that is almost entirely without precedent for a multi-platform title. This model, a one-time, high-cost premium purchase, stands in direct opposition to the industry's wider pivot toward free-to-play titles and microtransactions. The $4.2 billion year-one projection is the primary evidence that a premium model can still generate massive upfront returns. There are upside drivers as well. A potential PC launch or stronger engagement with the online sandbox could push these revenue figures significantly higher than the base case. Ultimately, GTA 6 serves as the ultimate test of the AAA model. If it hits these targets, it proves that a highly polished, premium title can still outperform entire media sectors, remaining the undisputed king of entertainment economics.